The first day of this trip started with a 221.7-kilometer drive from Kampala to the Uganda Petroleum Institute, Kikuube, in Kiryandongo district, which was established in 2011 to provide education and training for the petroleum and allied sectors.
We are also privileged to have a curriculum that's now accepted internationally. When we're designing this curriculum, we made sure that we involve the key stakeholders, and our key stakeholders here, the oil and gas sector players. And from their assessment so far, the equipment meets the expectations. I think that's the most important thing, that whatever you are delivering must meet the demand.
UPIC has so far graduated 494 diploma students and 850 international vocational students since its inception. But Bernard Ongodia alerted the bishops that the institute requires more funding from government in order to complete all its basic infrastructure.
When we got support from the World Bank, we managed to procure a significant amount of equipment. But the budget could not cover all the equipment we needed. For example, in the electrical workshop, we need to train students to high voltage. And the practical exercises demand that somebody must look into, for example, a transformer. You have studied in class, but you must open that transformer and demonstrate their knowledge about that transformer. So for now, we don't have a transformer. We don't have enough motors. And that means that it limits our ability to offer the highest level of skills training for electrical engineering.
There is a lot here, more so as we have now the petrol, oil and gas in our country. These are God-given resources, and so we must learn to utilize what we have, because it would really be challenging to have God-given resources, but we don't have informed and educated people to do the work.
On the second day, the clergy were taken to Sinok's Kingfisher site in Kikuube, where they viewed an oil rig for the first time. The purpose of this visit by the House of Bishops is to enlighten the religious leaders about the oil and gas initiatives happening in the Albertine Graben. Also to pray that Uganda stays on track. It is here that they had a chance to ask various questions and express their concerns about various topical issues concerning the nascent sector, climaxed with a prayer session.
I've seen the location of what we are calling well pads. What informs the location and why 4, 3 and not as many as possible? What informs the location?
For example, what the rig we use right now is 80,000 meters depth. So when we do the location of the well pad, we need to consider water factors, and then we make a choice. Normally, generally speaking, is the economic beneficial. So it's cheaper, we can produce more oil. This is the location we choose.
How are you taking care of corruption in our community so that we mitigate the risk of losing so much through that vice?
It's very nice that you raise it because it's a problem in our society. And I trust that when you raise it, you are not really saying that maybe somebody is more corrupt than the other, but you are just saying we have a challenge in our society. How do we work to ensure that it doesn't badly interrupt the beautiful process that we are all expecting from?
Next on the itinerary was the Kabalega International Airport, which is in its final stages of completion. 3.5-kilometer runway space here at Kabalega International Airport, going to be importing already assembled equipment for the oil and gas sector. But besides this, it's also going to be feeding into the industrial park, which is going to enable the importation and exportation of goods to and from. On the last day, the bishops were taken to the Tilenga project and visited the industrial center and the just completed Ngiri 3 oil rig currently undergoing testing. The Petroleum Authority of Uganda still affirms that first oil production in Uganda will commence in 2025. 6.5 billion barrels of oil have been discovered in the Albertine region, but only 1.4 barrels are usable and are estimated to be produced for the next 25 to 30 years as per the production sharing agreement signed with Total and Sinok. Wadulo Makanold for UBC News in the Albertine Graben.